Hey everybody, it's your boy Little Mike, and I usually try to avoid anything political, but at the risk of dabbing into that realm, just wanted to point out some facts, and these facts have nothing to do with political affiliation or one side or the other. I'm Anybody that knows me knows I'm an independent. I don't have loyalty to the Republican side. I don't have loyalty to the Democrats. Um, which brings me to my next topic. Both sides are guilty of this. They don't care about the people, they care about themselves. Both sides are full of crap. Sides constantly spew BS. And the reason that they do things like they're doing right now, in my opinion, is that they don't care because they still get paid. And that's a fact. They still get paid. Over the years, numerous lawmakers have introduced legislation to withhold congressional pay during government shutdowns. The bills, such as the No Budget, No Pay Act, they aim to hold Congress accountable for funding lapses. Members of Congress continue to get paid during government shutdown. Their salaries are protected by the U.S. Constitution, which makes them immune to lapses in the funding that affect most of the federal workforce. Um, the rest of the federal workforce, I don't know, active duty and reservist military, GS employees, lots of contractors, things like that. Things that the military force depends on every day, just to name a few. There's tons of other programs out there, but this holds place near and dear to my heart, being that I did 20 years of active duty. Most members make about 175,000 a year in Congress. The Speaker of the House makes $223,500 a year. So they're not hurting. Their families aren't hurting. They're still taking care of theirs, and they have not seen the struggle that literally millions are dealing with right now. Um, some key details about congressional pay during shutdown, and I'm reading this so I don't misquote it. Constitutional provision, Article 1, Section 6 of the Constitution mandates that senators and representatives shall receive a compensation for their services paid out of the Treasury of the United States. Mandatory appropriation. A permanent mandatory appropriation has funded congressional salaries for decades, ensuring that they are paid regardless of whether an annual spending bill is passed or not. The practice is in contrast with hundreds of thousands of federal employees, if not into the millions, who are either furloughed without pay or forced to work during a shutdown without pay. Although a 2019 law guarantees them back pay, that's a moot point, because there's so many families that are depending on a steady paycheck that can't float themselves for a month or more without getting paid. I know me personally, to drive to work and back every day costs me about $300 just in gas every 2 weeks. So that's $600 a month that I spend on gas, and that doesn't include other expenses. Hey, didn't have time to pack a lunch today, so I got to stop for lunch. Things like that. It adds up really fast, and I know I'm not the only one in that position, which is crap. So despite these efforts, such measures have consistently failed to become law. The members of Congress, they don't feel this like everybody else does. Pay comes back online once they finish the appropriation of monies and work a budget and all that kind of stuff. But do you think they're in a rush to do it? No, I don't think so. I don't know anybody that thinks they're in a rush to do it, because they get paid regardless. Now, here's the kicker. Both sides have made propositions to make a solution for pay for government employees and active duty and things like that. Both sides have voted against the other side. Imagine that. Okay. They need 60 votes to pass something. Hasn't happened yet. So one side, and again, I'm staying neutral in this, so I'm not calling out which side is which. One side did a proposition that was a temporary fix, like a Band-Aid, and said, okay, from October 1st until this is passed, we'll give them back that money for now. Seems like a temporary fix to me. The other side proposed something that would pay government employees, active duty, things like that. But that was voted down too because it would give certain individual too much power over the livelihoods of the people affected, which doesn't make sense to me. But if you believe for 1 minute that any of these elected officials are truly in it for the good of the people and not for themselves and furthering their careers and, whatever kickbacks they receive and lobby from lobbyists or whoever else, you're fooling yourselves. They're all in it for themselves.